Remember when I had to get stitches? Because you accidentally bit me. Well, yeah, I put my hand in your mouth when you bit my dog. Could try and pull your mouth apart and got stuck to, remember that? Where am I though? Yeah, I was reviewing video footage, and nothing much happened yesterday, to be honest. There was a lot of activity with the light. The whole, like, I was only at home for 2 days, or was it three maybe? No, I can't remember. It was 3 days. But there was a lot of activity with the light, um, things like that. But yeah, I was watching the video. I was watching the video, and I was noticed that I was talking about the time I heard a cough. I do have that on tape, and I have uploaded it. But it's funny because like yesterday, I thought I heard a cough, and like I should have, like, at the time I was trying to fall asleep, and I listened to this old time radio show, like stuff from the 50s and through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, like old radio shows, just to try and fall asleep. And there was a cough, and it wasn't the same as the audio in the show. Like, I did think it maybe could have been the people who make the show coughing, but I don't know why they would accidentally have. Well, they would have a live mic, or and it was just, anyway. But I should have got up and then paused it and then rewound it to see if it was there, because it was a clear cough. I couldn't tell if it was male or female. It was just a cough, like possibly male. Like, and but I just carried on trying to go to sleep. Yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd record this as a little thing to say. But like, after talking about hearing the cough previously, the cough happened that night. Like, well, it wasn't. Was it last night? No, it wasn't. The video footage wasn't from last night. It was from the previous night. But yeah, it's just funny that after that happened, and then I'm talking about it, and then the next night I actually hear a cough, and I'm trying to fall asleep. Yeah. Right. I've been in my bed for like a couple of minutes, and I shut the door. I never noticed the light going off, but I checked the cameras, it did actually go off. And then since then, it's just come back on, and it's staying on. So for it to stay on, there must be something moving about behind that door. Finally gone off. It's so weird. It's just so weird, like, because there it is. But it's not none of us. Today the dogs were they were like, oh, there's motion sensor. I'm getting motion sensor. And like right now, notifications. Yeah, the dogs, when I was in the kitchen, they normally are fine to just chill, but today they wanted to they came through the kitchen and sat with me the whole night, which is strange, because they normally just chill in the living room. And then since going to bed, they're both lying on me, basically. I've got a thumping headache right now. Not sure if that's connected or not, but And normally, if the motion sensor light goes off, it'll like go off after 30 seconds, unless there's motion. It's just so strange. Like, it mostly happens when I go to bed. I only leave the door open because of the dogs, like, might want to go and get water, but even if the door is shut, the light will still go off. I'm currently getting motion detected. That was the light going off, I think, actually. What did she see there? She just looked up at the door and then... You okay? Nothing to be scared about. I know it's not really that interesting, just a light going on and off, but it's just so strange it happens. And then when I go away, it usually just stops. There has been times where it does go off occasionally, but it rarely goes off once you're away. Quite often, when I'm away, and then when I get back, just as I open the door, the light's already on, and I'll check the camera, and it's only just gone off. Usually, as I'm like, you can hear me in the hallway, I'm about to get my keys out. It did that this week when I came home 2 days ago. But to be honest, it does it does that all the time. Like if I go out for a walk, and it's not detecting my heat. It's got nothing to do with that, because that light only has like a 2 meter radius that it picks up. So like maybe 3 meters, to be honest. But so like if I'm standing there in the hallway, just behind there, it can't see you at all. It's usually once you go past that corner, that's when it goes off. And it's the same, it won't go off if you come through the door from the living room. You've got to step about maybe a foot in before it'll detect you, maybe a foot and a half, because you can stand there without it detecting you. I set up cameras because there was once when I was just standing in the hallway, sort of waiting for the light to go on and off. Like, it was just after it started doing it when I first noticed this. So I didn't have cameras set up, and then I was standing. Like at the time, I noticed that the light will go on and off, but if you go in the hallway and stand in the blind spot, it won't go off. And then the minute you come back into the living room or back into bed, it starts going like, on and off again. So this night, it was about 3 in the morning, and I was standing just outside the living room door, just like waiting for the light to go on and off. And then the bloody smoke alarms that I was standing under went off instead. But it wasn't like... But only that smoke alarm went off. Normally, if one goes off, they all go off. But when I went to go cancel the sound, instead of it cancelling, it made a much more frantic sound. And that actually did freak me out. But most of the things in the house haven't. There's been a couple of things that I have gotten scares from. But generally, like, I've got a cold breeze in my face right now. Or like, yeah. That's weird, like quite a cold breeze. But there's no draft. But anyway, yeah, I got a scare once, and I seen like a girl in the kitchen, and I was dozing off, and this ring type of girl, that's all I can. It wasn't like a ring girl. It was like a girl in black, but it just reminded me of the ring, sort of gave me ring vibes. That woke me up suddenly, and that scared me. But the house generally doesn't have a scary vibe. Like, the dogs are normally okay, but today they seem a bit kind of... Like, I see them looking up at things, but then there's nothing there. But generally, I think the dogs are okay. You know, like, maybe it's a dog. I've thought of seeing a dog before. I once thought I was going to bed, and I thought Fifi, this one here, was running behind one of the chairs, and I went to go see where she was, and she wasn't there, and she was in bed in my room. Like, but I just seen a dark dog, but it was kind of quick, so I thought it was her, because she's not really that fast. And maybe it was my old dog, Bruiser, I don't know. But it is kind of creepy, but I'm not. I like my flat. It doesn't have like a spooky vibe to it, and I've stayed in places that have spooky vibes. I've stayed in other places that things have happened. I once stayed in a house where the previous occupant had hung himself. The house didn't have a spooky vibe, but one night, in front of like 4 people, a bottle of Irn-Bru flew across the room, and it was odd because it was sitting in the centre of the living room. Like, it was a full bottle of Irn-Bru, and there was cans all around it because this was a Sunday night after there'd been like a party on Saturday, and we were just recovering on Sunday, and we were watching a movie, and then suddenly this bottle like kind of violently flew and hit the wall, but none of the cans got knocked off. It was odd. And I've stayed in another house where a drawer had opened up, which is odd. It sounds odd, but I was just going to sleep, and then what sounded like a really old squeaky drawer, like really squeaky, but I just thought like I'd only moved in and like my friend's house, and there was like stuff in the room, and I remember there was an iron board in the bottom of the bed, so, and I just thought that had fallen down for something, so I just went back to sleep. But when I woke up in the morning, my bedside cabinet drawer was completely at the maximum point it could be open, and there was nothing in it. It was the first day after I hadn't even unpacked or anything, and I shut it, and it made the exact same noise. But that house didn't have a spooky vibe, really. That was an old house, but This flat isn't. It's probably from 2010 or 5 maybe. It's not old. But it doesn't have a spooky vibe, but things do happen. I seen a girl at the top of the stairs, like when I got locked out of the flat. I just thought it was somebody coming. I was hoping to, like, I was trying to get the dogs to hurry up. I was like, Rosie, come on, Rosie. And she was sort of faffing about. Because I seen a girl coming downstairs in the middle, going past the middle window. And it was like a girl with dark hair, and she looked like she had a headscarf on. Not Islamic, more like gypsy. But I don't know. Or maybe old lady, but I was like running to go to the door, and then nobody came. I had to wait another like half an hour or something before somebody actually came out. I've still got a cold. It's really cold here. I've felt like I've been touched before. Like touched in the arm and stuff like that. I just try and film everything in case something happens, but not everything's exciting, so I might upload quite a few of these videos and nothing happens other than a light going on. But the day that, like, for example, the day that alarm had gone off, I wish I had been filming then. So that would have been cool to catch that. She feels kind of unsettled today. Now she's just hiding under the covers. Yeah, so nothing too much happening, but I've heard a cough, but I have uploaded that video in the past. But I only heard that on the video, on the CCTV. I didn't hear it. But I got like a notification that there was like a sound, and I didn't hear it. But I think maybe the light had gone off or something like that. I can't remember. But I'd be like, on the thing, you can hear me vaping going, and it sounds like a girl coughing in the background. So maybe the ghost doesn't like vaping, but well, it's not vaping, it was actually medical cannabis in a vaporizer. That's maybe behind, maybe doesn't like the smell of it. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's trying to go on top of it. What's wrong? Another strange thing as well, if I like check all this video footage of the light going on, and I check the footage, the camera detects motion a split second before the light actually goes off. Maybe like, I don't know, half a second or something. It's honestly, it's like somebody's just walking past it and then the light goes on too. Because the camera and the light are completely separate, and they both have motion sensors. I was hoping to upload the video today. Well, I was hoping to record a video. I haven't even done that. But the snow is just bad here, so I wanted to go out on my bike on it. But I never got around to doing it today. Perhaps tomorrow. I probably won't record much longer because nothing much is happening other than the light, but you can see it happening. It's strange as well that it kind of reacts to you like intelligently. Like, I think that's strange. And quite often I'm walking towards the door and the light's already on. And that happens all the time. Or I could just be about to go to bed and I've been in the kitchen and then I'm like coming through, shutting the kitchen door, and then I get a notification that the bedroom lights, no, the hallway light's gone off.